Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you today. My name's Valerie, and I'm happy to be with you. You know, this last weekend, Renee was talking about fasting. And as he mentioned, typically in Scripture, we see fasting from food, but also, as he encouraged us to think about, there are other things that we can fast from. And today, I want to talk about fasting from fear. It is so easy to slip into fear. I mean, today there is no shortage of things that we could be fearful about, but I want to encourage all of us today to think about taking a break from fear. And I want to read to you from Psalm 46 this morning, starting in verse 1. And it says, "God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains quake with their river surging. But God is our refuge and our strength." I love that the psalmist starts with that. The psalmist doesn't start with, "Don't fear." Well, why not? Why shouldn't we fear? It's a little nuts down on this side of heaven sometimes. There's death and stock market crashes and viruses and all kinds of relational things that go on. What do you mean? But the psalmist starts with our foundation. God is our refuge and our strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore, I will not fear. And that's what we need to remind ourselves. You can't just muster up, "I will not fear, I will not fear, I will not fear," because that's just not going to work. That's just your willpower. You need to replace that with the truth about God. You know, we often talk about how there are so many verses that say, "Do not fear" in Scripture, and that's great, and there are. But a lot of times what we forget to tell you is how many verses there just are about the nature of our God. And that's really what we need to replace our fears with, is the truth about who God is, that God is our refuge, that He is the place we can run and shelter, and that He is our ever-present help. We are never alone. You may feel completely isolated. You may be isolated, but you are never alone. God is our ever-present help. Therefore, we will not fear though the stock market plunges. We will not fear though our kids may be home from school for a little while. We will not fear when our bank account dips low. We will not fear, not because we're just being Pollyanna, but because we know that God is our refuge and our strength and our ever-present help in trouble. And this particular psalm, Psalm 46, ends with this verse in verse 10, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth." Be still. Some translations say, "Cease striving and know that I am God." And I want to encourage you today, no matter what fear you're struggling with, and we all have them because this is a broken world and things agitate us and get our attention, no matter what fear we have, I want to encourage you today that first of all, God is your refuge. God is your strength. God is with you. He is your ever-present help. And therefore, you don't need to fear, and you can cease striving and know that He is God. Have a great day.